So every year, the Super Bowl, we all look forward to that.
Yep.
What we also look forward to is who they are going to select to feature at the halftime show. This year, Kendrick Lamar. So congratulations to that young man. I doff my cap to him. I think it's an incredible accomplishment to be identified as one of those folks that actually support and going to perform at the show.
Okay.
Great, rich history.
Okay.
So this news comes out, but I think the bigger news was who didn't get this.
Yeah.
So, right. So the Super Bowl's taking place in New Orleans, right? And so the hip hop heads, for the culture, they keep saying, felt that it should have been Young Money, right? Birdman, all of the folks that came out of there should be the ones to perform at the halftime show. Now, for those of you that
Lil Wayne too, right?
So for those of you that may have been living under a rock, Lil Wayne, Drake, Nicki Minaj, just to name a few, with respect to that Young Money team, and then as I said, by extension, that would be Bird and a bunch of other folks. But when we start to look closer at this, ain't got nothing to do with that. Listen, like him or not like him, it's difficult to argue to not put Kendrick Lamar there. You're talking, 17 Grammys, something like this, some ungodly amount. It can arguably the best song of the year, Not Like Us, right? That song comes on. I saw a granny walking into a Kmart doing a heel toe, right?
Yeah.
Right? So, so this is a big song. And so people are also coming at Jay. As you know, Jay, who represents Rockefeller, they had that agreement with the NFL. And so this would be the 5th year that they've identified the entertainment for the Super Bowl. And so some of the past, they've had Rihanna. He had Rihanna there one year. He had that collection of Dr. Dre and 50. Yeah. That one, it was Jennifer Lopez was there as well. I think Bruno Mars was one.
He was amazing.
Yeah, I often say Bruno was one of my favorites. So I think he's done a great job with that. And so what I thought was funny is, internet, you gotta love them. They found, right? They went digging. I guess if you dig deep enough, you can find anything to support conspiracy theories, because they were finding lyrics from songs from all over of how he encrypted messages, how he didn't like Lil Wayne, he doesn't like Lil Wayne, and there was a backstory to this and back. Like, he found stuff Indiana Jones couldn't find and decipher. But these people found and dug up these things. Then on top of that, Lil Wayne comes out, gives this testimonial type video kind of, one-man thing, talking about how he was heartbroken, my word, not his, but something along those lines. He was all broken up inside. To me, this shit is as crazy as a bag of cats. It ain't that big of a deal. I get it. It's a big deal because it's 50 million people watching you for 15 minutes, okay? And people also felt, and one thing I want to add before I pass it to you, is that Jay really screwed over Lil Wayne, because you can't even have Lil Wayne come out on stage because it's Kendrick. And because Lil Wayne is down with the Drake camp, you can't disrespect like that and have him come out on stage. So it's not even a case of, hey, we'll put Kendrick here, he'll be the feature. But you know what? We'll have Lil Wayne come out and do a bit of a song like that. Listen, if that were to happen, that's what we're going to be talking about Super Bowl Monday, the day after the Super Bowl, and how that affected him, how that's going to affect him and Drake. So I'm going to shut up here and ask you, what the hell do you make of all of this, man?
I actually, I don't like the choice.
Wow. Oh, you went there. Okay.
Listen, Kendrick is an amazing talent, right? Like you mentioned, all the Grammys that he's won. He's super successful. I may personally not be in love with his rap style, whatever, but I can clearly see how successful and how talented he is. And yes, he had the biggest song of the summer, Not Like Us. but that's all he had. Right.
Well,
and when I say that's all he had,
that's
clearly,
a big all.
Right. Now let me. I don't want y'all to be like, oh, you're stupid. You don't know. Like, clearly, I just said I understand the success that he's had, but he's not a. Listen, he blew up, okay, because of Drake. Drake is the reason why he is at the Super Bowl now, right? And I heard rumors that, or not rumors, but I've heard people saying, well, wouldn't that be something if he performed, right? And they actually brought Drake out and they squashed their beef and they did some kind of collab together. That would be amazing, right? Now, it probably won't happen because they probably can't stand each other still, right? But I just don't feel that Kendrick is on the level of all the entertainers that we just spoke about that has done the halftime show before, right? Like, I just don't feel like he's on that level in terms of popularity. Is he popular right now? Of course he is, right? Because he's the biggest song of the summer. I get it. But I just feel like the catalog of songs that the artists that they do, like when they just had Usher come on the past Super Bowl halftime show, I feel like a lot of the performers, their catalog is a lot larger than Kendrick's, right? You know, so I don't personally like the choice. I'm not a big Kendrick fan, and I think there should be a lot of other people that should have been considered. I feel like when you have someone like Usher that was performing at last year's halftime show, I just feel like you're coming down with Kendrick. That's my personal opinion on it. I don't like it. And I do think, especially that it's in New Orleans, that, yeah, you know, I think Lil Wayne, listen, I'm not the biggest Lil Wayne fan either, but I mean, that's Lil Wayne. He's successful, he's talented, he has a huge catalog, and he would be bringing on a lot of other people to perform with him as well. I think that's where I would have gone. But listen, you got to respect Jay. Jay's the man. He's been making some wise choices. Just me personally, I don't like it. I would like to hear what your thoughts are on the pick of Kendrick.
I ain't mad at you, Jay.
Oh, whoa!
I'm not mad at you on that one.
Damn, you're usually mad at me.
Yeah, I'm never mad.
Doc,
at
he's
you,
usually mad at me.
I'm never mad at you.
Okay,
but no, I'm not mad at you on that. Like right. So I think what got lost in all of this, Wayne, no Lil Wayne in New Orleans, where it is, you know, is the fact that it is actually Kendrick Lamar, right? No, so no disrespect to this young brother, right? Because it's the interesting part is I feel like on paper, when you look at it, he's earned it, right? He's earned a lot of it, but it doesn't move me either. One of the challenges I have with the Super Bowl halftime show is, as I mentioned before, you've got 15 minutes. 15 minutes, man. You really need to put on a show. Hold me for 15 minutes. Otherwise, I'm bailing. I'm changing channel. I'm doing whatever. I'm walking the dog. Like, whatever that is, it's not going to hold me. And I don't know if I don't feel like that's Kendrick.
Yeah.
None of the songs that he's ever had, although some did well and something to nod your head to, right? But no bangers, nothing that got you up out of your seat.
This is his biggest song,
right.
Not like biggest.
Right. And and even that song, it's cool. Like, it's not where, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, you're not going to get a headache. Like, it's not some headbanging kind of track.
Right.
You know, jump up to get down.
Right.
It's nothing that's
Exactly.
going to move you like that.
Right.
Like, it's cool. So I'm with you. And he's also not, you know, unless he's with, I don't know if he's still with Top Dog. Maybe Doc knows. But I don't know if he's still with Top Dog, because then that would be like Scissor, and maybe there's some other acts. Because that's the other thing. I'm like, if he's coming out with someone,
yeah, who's coming out with him?
right? Like, who's coming out? Like,
Usher had Alicia,
right? Like, he doesn't have that Piper effect.
Yes, right.
You see him
Actually, he's got a huge artist he can bring out,
Who's
Taylor
that?
Swift.
It's why
He did a song with, matter of fact, it's one of Taylor Swift's biggest songs that she made.
That's right.
Is that I forget the name of it, where
Yeah.
she's it's almost like an anthem kind of song that she did.
Yeah,
that he's
yeah.
rapping on it.
But she's not coming out with him, Doc, unless the Chiefs make it back.
I mean, it is the Super Bowl, and
Well,
just imagine if the Chiefs do make it.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean,
because she'll be there.
I mean, listen, that would be amazing if he was able to pull that off. But for some reason, I don't see her like that. To me, would be a bad look.
Yeah.
On Jay's part, like if I got an opportunity to put Taylor Swift, she's not going to be somebody else's,
No,
guest.
She's a headliner.
Right, she's headliner.
Absolutely,
right? You know what I mean?
100%.
Like, listen, if I'm him, I would love it. But if I'm her or anyone else on planet Earth, I'm like, nah, give her the full 15, as opposed to one song where they only do maybe 2 minutes of it.
Wait a minute, if you was him, you would love it?
Yeah, if I was him, I'd love it.
But then ain't no one talking about your ass no more.
That's
She
all right.
would
That's
completely
more-
outshine him.
I just said if Kendrick's on there, I'm walking away. If she comes out with Kendrick, I'm watching it.
Yeah,
that's
of
what
course.
I'm saying, right? So how many more people are going to be watching him, even though she's there, but it's still his halftime show. It's going to still go down as his halftime show, right? You mentioned Usher, right? Even though Alicia Keys was there, it's still Usher's halftime show,
right,
So-
and he's still the main one. But I
right,
feel
but
like
if
that
she could. I don't think. Listen,
she would overshadow him.
but I was going to say, I don't think you care about that in that sense. And they're listen, his fans are not her fans totally.
That's for sure.
You know what I mean?
That's
like
for
even
sure.
though we're on songs together, like I'd be okay with that. But listen, I think we're just talking at this point because I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
So, but I'm not mad at you, man. But I can't sit here and honestly say, hey, that I think it should be Lil Wayne. I'm not a fan of this idea of because it's in your city
That you should.
it should be you.
No, I agree.
Right, and so if there's any place that you want to stop it, before the Super Bowl comes back to New York, and we're gonna dust off Run DMC and roll them cats out there.
Right.
If they do, I'm there for it.
Right.
But you know what I mean. I don't see the geographical tie-in like it has to be that way. It's never be that way. And so there's actually a clip of Jay, early, probably before the first event. Rock Nation put on, which was I think the Jennifer Lopez and what's her name? The one with the hips.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, not Sierra.
No,
I'm forgetting her name now.
Yeah, Shakira.
Shakira.
Yeah. Well, I think she was in that with them.
Yeah, right.
So those two. So I think even before that, right? I think when they announced it, and he talked about this not being about, just based on location, and you've got to get the talent from that place. And
It is about talent. That should be the most important thing. And
absolutely.
I agree with you.
So under that, guys.
Yeah.
I don't see Kendrick as that.
He's not moving the needle.
To me, he doesn't. He's got great, good catalog of songs for a purpose. Super Bowl halftime show ain't that purpose.
He's not a superstar.
No, I don't think.
Right?
So.
He's not a superstar. When they had Dre and they had 50 and those are like superstars out there that it was a completely different thing, and they had everyone joining them on stage. Like I feel like Kendrick, they would have to surround Kendrick with a lot of other talent in the industry, like you said.
Well, listen, you mentioned it. The best talk about moment Monday at the water cooler would be Drake. Like just hold that there for a moment. Now,
that's why I heard rumblings about that.
I don't think there's an Ice Cube chance in
hell that would happen.
That would happen.
But wouldn't it be something, Kate?
Oh my gosh!
I mean,
it would be dope. This would piss me off because if it's just Kendrick, I probably might leave, walk away in the kitchen, something,
right,
and would miss the Drake thing because I'm not by the television.
Right,
pissed off.
Right.
But I think that would be dope. But I don't think there's any chance of that happening. One, I think Drake would do it in a heartbeat because I've never felt like Drake was comfortable with all the beef and carrying on. I think Drake kind of feels like he wants to be everyone's friend. I feel like he's kind of targeted and people, whatever. And I don't think it would happen because for Kendrick, the beef is profitable. right?
Oh, absolutely.
It's profitable for him, and his nemesis, for some reason, is hated by a bunch of other rappers.
Yeah.
Right. So he's got nothing to gain. Right. He's got He's got this #1 song.
Right.
Things are going well for him. There's no reason not to keep that beef going. So that's why I don't think that'll happen.
Right. I mean, honestly, it's Kendrick Lamar, like we said, he's super talented, but he's not a superstar. Drake is a superstar.
Absolutely.
And at the halftime Super Bowl show, they should be superstars.
Right.
Right? Especially in hip hop. Like, I don't know who's a bigger superstar in the hip hop world than Drake right now. I don't.
Right.
It's not Kendrick.
Right.
Yeah, he's got the hottest song right now, but that's it.
Right.
So, now, I'm not really looking forward to it. I was much more looking forward to Usher and
has there been can you remember a time where the Super Bowl performer had a hit song at the time?
It doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
It doesn't really happen. They're usually, Usher was on tour. He just finished his Las Vegas residency, and I think his new album dropped either right before that or right after it, or it was coming out.
But even then, it wasn't.
He wasn't. Yeah. No, they're never usually at the height.
Right. So to your point about the catalog, and maybe that's also the other thing we're not feeling with him.
I'm not feeling his catalog.
Right.
I'm not feeling his catalog. That's not my thing. Yeah, they should add my boy Uncle L.
L would put on a show, man.
Oh, of course he would.
L would absolutely put on a show.
That's my dude, right? Have Uncle L.